was just wondering, I'm on Social Security, and it's now just covering the maintenance in my apartment building because the real estate taxes have gone up so much. So I see really a doomsday scenario coming along here, especially with all, all the vets coming back, no jobs. They're trained in many, in war, guns, and they're going to be angry. We already have, it's starting to be sort of a riot situation. Could be starting. They probably call it protest. So, what would be the 3 things that you would do if, let's say, Obama called you to Washington to fix the economy, to fix this problem?
It's a tall order for a historian. I do agree with you that we may have a looming crisis, and I think the riot thing I'm not sure about, but maybe someday. But it is true that if we think of how Social Security was designed, and everybody will tell you this, it was designed to be part of a 3-legged stool. There was the national pension, the Social Security from the government. There was your own pension, which used to be, given to you by your employer. Now, of course, we have moved to the 401k, and there were supposed to be your private savings. What has happened, and what looms, I think, for you, as you explained, and I would tend to agree with this, is we are going to be in the next 10 to 20 years moving into a retired generation that will entirely depend on Social Security because they don't have private savings. And if you look at the average balance in most people's 401k plan, it's not very impressive. So then the question is, what are we as a society going to do about this? Everybody's talking about trying to trim down Social Security. We may actually have to increase it because we're going to have a real social crisis. Well, okay, what would I prescribe? Oh, nobody's going to like it here, but probably higher taxes?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, so we have...
For everyone?
No, not for everyone. I mean, a progressive income tax. We have vast untaxed... I mean, certainly middle classes and above, but we know how much affluent people have. They've been undertaxed compared to most other places, and we need the money. And this is the way, the socially just way of doing it, I would argue. And it's probably the only way of trying to address this crisis.
That's number 1, and 2
We go from, well, then the other stuff is what I prescribed tonight. I mean, which is secondary, but it's important in the long term. We do have to inculcate new habits of saving in various ways. We do have to do financial inclusion. We have to do youth education. We have to curb predatory lending, which really got out of hand in the last 20, 25 years. I think we have to revise our tax code that basically incentivizes wealthy people to do what they were going to do anyway. Why do we give the largest part of the tax benefit to wealthy people who do retirement saving? I mean, I'm pretty wealthy. I don't need an incentive to save for retirement. I know I got to save for retirement. You should be giving that to lower and middle income people who really need it. The home mortgage deduction, I think, has to be seriously redone because it's not only is it unfair, but it has, I think, skewed our sense of where we put our savings and investments, and it channeled it way too much toward the direction of housing and away from other things. I think we probably should take away the deductibility of home equity loans. I think that was a fluke that it got in there, and I don't see that there's any reason why it should be privileged. So it's, you need a multi-front approach, but those are the things I think that have to be done.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Could I just interject very quickly? This is not on the public agenda much at all. Discussions of savings policy that I've been in the context of how we fix the economy. So it's just striking. Maybe you can put it on the agenda.
When President Obama calls you.
Yes, when President Obama.